Welcome to today's insightful guidance and reflection. So, I'm doing a series of how this Venus retrograde is affecting each of the rising signs, and it's just to kind of be a support as we're presently within the Leo Venus retrograde. So this is for you if you are a Taurus rising and you really want to make sure that you're working with your rising sign. And I do just want to notate I'm using whole sign houses for this reading. And the reason why I'm doing whole sign houses is just to make it simpler, and that's the form of study for myself with astrology that I utilize. So if you are a Taurus rising, this Venus retrograde in Leo is taking place within your fourth house. So your fourth house represents the most intimate part of your chart. It is very much the space of home, your roots. It can be your lineage, even where you're living. And it can also show some aspect of the mother or the father, if you will. It kind of just depends on your chart on how it shows up. But yeah, so that's just a little bit in a nutshell, if you will. So I already pulled cards and they're laid out here. So let's look at these cards that we have. So as we notated, this Venus retrograde within Leo is taking place in your fifth house. So a key factor that we want to pay attention to is how Venus shows up in the chart. So Venus represents our relationship with other, but also just relationship with places and things as well. So it's how we're connecting with something else within our life, and it can represent this essence of harmony, of beauty, of love, of balance, but it can also be this essence of overindulgence as well if there isn't a balancing act between the expression or the experience, and it can be a very sensual reminder for us as Venus transits through our houses, since we are in this human experience and we have our beautiful senses that we get to work with. So looking at the cards, we have the Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. So with this spread, and since we're remembering your fourth house, the Ten of Cups here is representing this sense of emotional fulfillment. But since Venus is going retrograde, I think this is an invitation for our Taurus risings that taking note of how within your home life, your personal, intimate, sense of nurturing and comforting of your space that you're in day to day, how is that allowing you to find joy in family, or just within this essence that is really holding you and really lighting you up? And if you feel like home is a little bit tough, or there's some things that you want to change, this is a great time to kind of reflect on that and see what shifts can be made and what can be done in order to allow that to happen and to take place. So with the Two of Swords, this is generally about a decision, or it can show two different thought streams, let's say. So maybe one day you're super optimistic and the next day it's super negative. So it's in reverse though. So it seems like there is a choice in really just understanding what it is and who it is that you want to allow into your personal life. And especially because the Eight of Swords is also here, so dealing with our intellect as well, and it's in reverse too. So this is a moment of like, during this Venus retrograde, allowing yourself to take off any potential blindfolds that may have been in place in regards to how you have been operating in your home life, or in just regards to family, if there have been any maybe negative patterns or dialogues and such that have taken place that in the past just caused so much friction. Now would be a great time to reflect and see how you can allow your own uniqueness to really be present in this and to be expressed and experienced. And then we have the Knight of Cups here in reverse. So to me, it seems that there is this letting go intellectually and this potential like understanding and comforting of homeness. But the Knight of Cups almost seems like there is some emotional factor that's still being neglected somehow. So everything might seem, it might be that you're just operating in such a logical sense that there's still some emotions that are wanting to be acknowledged. So maybe during this Venus retrograde, you'll have something come up, like a situation that is giving you the invitation to really acknowledge a specific emotion that you have been neglecting within yourself. So then it can come to the surface and you can allow for this essence of the Ten of Cups, because you'll be having this release and knowing that you can let down this intellectual, I guess, friction, if you will, that you're finally ready to release. Now there can be more ease. And then here we have Ocean's Muse, Water's Wisdom, Intuition, Hermit's Light, Discovery. And then 26, Burning Man, Collective Power, Supreme Prayer, Three of Cups, Celebration. And then Levitation, Higher Ground, Belief, Mastery, and Meditation. So this is really amazing, especially for Taurus rising. I think the way that you may view the lens of the world is in a very practical sense. So sometimes not everything can be so logical. So it's really nice when you do allow for room for your emotions, for that watery essence, however shows up in your chart, to come through, because then now you're allowing for more of your innate wisdom that all of us have, to be able to flow, so you can have more moments of discovery, and then you can understand what each of these 10 cups are for you, and really let that cleanse you and just be a beautiful like purification process and renewal. And then with this Burning Man card, I think that in regards to coming back to your more intimate life, those who you have in your circle, maybe leaning into this knowing of like how these beautiful relationships that you do have actually add to your life, and showing gratitude for it, because the Three of Cups in the Tarot, if you will, is about it has like the three ladies coming together and like cheering the cups in the center. So it is very much the celebration, and fire represents more of our desires, if you will, and passions as well. So in honoring those around you, or maybe even noticing the things that those around you are passionate about, maybe seeing yourself, what is it that you really want to rediscover within yourself, and maybe there's some creative avenue that is really calling your name or would like to spend more time with you. And then here with the Levitation, Higher Ground, Belief, Mastery, Meditation, remembering, since we were talking about that mental aspect, the meditation factor and reflection, really reflecting on what what has like brought you to this point of this Venus retrograde within Leo, and noticing the things that you have, like the long, I don't want to say the long journey, but the journey that you have taken to get to this point, and really honoring it and celebrating it and acknowledging yourself, really. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that sums everything up. So just remember to be kind to yourself during this Venus retrograde, and really in general, because we have a lot of planets that are going to be going retrograde. And if you want to receive additional reflection or insight, guidance, if you will, I like to say guidance, then you can definitely subscribe to the channel. There'll be more to come. And if you want to leave a comment below to let me know how this Venus retrograde in Leo is treating you, I'd love to hear it. And if you're just stopping by, then it was a pleasure. And I hope that you take care. Bye.